Yeah, let's actually record this so I can put it on YouTube or somewhere. Now, let me start off with this saying, my name is Cayman. All right. I am not a predominantly big streamer, but I have played my fair share of video games. And what I mean by that is my Steam in terms of my fair share of games I've played with friends, MMORPGs, and so on and so forth. Now, my grounds on this is to talk about some of the scrutiny shit that's been going on with Lost Ark in NA version, comparatively speaking. So as you can see, like I'm on a Korean page right now. I just have this up so I can see the time for when the update for the Law on Summer comes out. Right? Well, not the update, but then the live stream comes up. Either way, what I'm here to talk about is the stuff that's been happening in NA. Some of the major stuff have been happening on NA, and it's kind of showing its age. So I don't know what predominantly they were thinking when they made the NA version for say. So for me to be able to get access to the Russian version of the game, I have to use a VPN. So I have to turn this off now for to get access. I can't get access to the for the Japanese version because it it blocks all kinds of VPNs and shit. So, but either way, Japan had a video, scheduled video to show that when they're gonna release the artist. Now the same thing can be said about the one in RU. The artist is gonna come out on, I believe, on a Monday, right? So on a Monday, we should be able to get the artist no problem for RU specifically, right? So if anybody ever wondering, like, all you really need is just the VPN just to access the site, and then you'll be able to just be on the site permanently. You don't need the VPN after that. So it's kind of disappointing with what we have in the NA version of our website. So, and this is what I'm talking about. So even like where is it? There's some
This story
videos. There's some videos that have been out that talks about the express event that comes out on each other region. Now, RU has a different way of doing this, predominantly with their website. So I'm gonna turn this back on for RU so we can see the pictures and stuff in the background. Now, what I mean by this, like the Hyper Express event and the Super Express is completely two different things. When you see you look at it, um, but I wouldn't say it's like that. I think it's the same thing. I'm not too sure, but anyone can correct me on that. One, you could get stuff from the from the actual website itself by going for the website, and some of them you can actually get it in game. This one that's in game that you can use, which is like um this thing right here, right? But it's on another class right now. So in my case, how long have I been playing this game? I've been playing this game for a very long time. I've played in RU. As you can see, like I'm still logged on to RU. You can see Kman Vapor 69 .ru. I played in KR with several accounts in my email, and I've been playing KR for like a while, 2 days. So it comes out on Tuesday, or I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, whichever one. So one thing I was wondering is like this: RU has a way of actually giving you telling you like giving you a date, time, date, when classes comes out, when stuff's being announced, so on and so forth. On the website, it gives you a black market and other and other things to help you out. Now, in the stock where it says stock, but I don't think that's the right translation. But in the stock, there used to be like a thing where you could actually come down, um, and it would be like a line of materials you could get, basically mats and whatever. So these mats you can actually get them for having the highest eye level. So if you're your berserker, your whatever class you have, it's at 1445 or even like smoking high right up there, then you would get everything on the track. But the key thing that I liked about this is that you could actually pick and choose where to put the material on, because it wouldn't just go to the class, it would go to your cash tab in your cash shop, and then you would be able to just put it in all the classes. Now, same thing for KR. KR does the same thing. But then again, the website is really interactive. You can see like they have the event they have going on right now that you can go. And even back when they started, when they were giving out the globes and everything, all you had to do was sign in on the website, put the character's name you wanted to in like in some areas, and then it would just give you like a shit ton of stuff that you can see, like some of the stuff to get. All you have to do is click the button and you get all the stuff from the website. It gives you fions, books, like materials and all kinds of stuff. Now this is like the newest one I believe that's been out right now, where you get like the tiger costume, and then you get like a slew of rewards from the website. This is the thing. It's separated from the event that goes on in game, right? Like they keep giving more to the player base, regardless of them not having enough of this or not having enough of that. They just give it to the players because they know that there's somebody that's gonna need this shit at some point in time, and it goes on and on. Like you can see some of the stuff they get throughout the days, and then there's more events, and then more event that goes on that you can do throughout the day. Like this is the game that's probably gonna keep you in the game for a very long time. Right now, my fucking schedule is this on NA. I get up, I get on my classes, I do all my fucking shit, all my chaos dungeon and my guardian raids. Okay, so like my gun lancer. I will do my guardian raids. I do my chaos dungeon, and if I have weekly stuff to do left, I'll do it. Abyssal dungeons, I'll do it. You're done. Fucking same thing again for the next class. Do that, done. Do this, done. At the beginning of NA, before we even got Vulcan and the other stuff, all I was doing is just Chaos Dungeon Guardian Raids. Chaos Dungeon Guardian Raids. You wake up, Chaos Dungeon Guardian Raids. That's the only thing. And here's the funny thing. Here's the thing about it, right? I don't mind it too much because I play Black Desert. If you play Black Desert and you're going from 1 to 56 and then 60 to 62 and then 63, all you're doing is going in the same pattern around the map, around a set area, killing mobs a few times and then watching your level slightly go up. No, so watching the percentage on your level slightly go up, and you're just there for like 7 hours to 8 hours doing it. I have videos on probably YouTube or on Twitch where I would stay in the same area for 5 hours straight, just farming one boss. I mean, farming like a bunch of mobs in this area just to get one level. That it wasn't as worse as World of Warcraft in classic World of Warcraft, when people were leveling, it was taking them like so long to get a level or so on and so forth. But either way, like I don't really have that much effect of like doing stuff for a long period of time, right? The thing I want to basically say is that the more you tend to say, oh, we're not gonna put this in the game right now, and it's supposed to benefit not the whale but the actual free to play player, it makes it a lot harder for anybody to play the game. Like to the point of this, what I'm saying. When they released the Glavier, they released it with a power pass. If they had expressed and said, oh, we're not gonna be releasing the next class with a power pass, everybody would understand that they would actually, say, all right, we know the Destroyer is coming out soon, okay? should I use my power pass on the Glavier or use my power pass on this class instead? I don't know. I gotta think about it. I gotta think about it. Hmm. So I use my power pass on my Glavier because everybody, including me, assume that since they're gonna be releasing so many classes so fast, that they're gonna give a power pass to each class. And that was an express, but that was just my own assumption, right? So me assuming anything isn't a bad thing, regardless, right? Me assuming that the gun lance, I mean, the destroyer would have gotten a power pass. It's just me assuming just from how much they release in these classes. Not to mention that these are all classes too. So you think like, why would they really need a power pass except for the Glavier, of course? But why would the destroyer need a power pass? To be honest, so if they said like all classes are not gonna get a power pass, but the newer ones that got released are gonna get a power pass, then I'll be like, okay, that's fine. All right. But then if they express any way sort of way which one to get a power pass, which one wouldn't get a power pass, which one should get a power pass, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of confusion going around about that. But regardless, when they said that they did not happen, that was not happening, I had to go. And mind you, my stronghold knowledge is maxed out. You get, I believe, a couple more when you get later down into the game. So that in a sense I maxed out on that, so I have 9 because as we can tell, like I have 16 characters, some of which are still 302, some of which are not even level 50. So like the Shadow Hunter, the War Dancer, and the guns and the gunner, male gunner that has no class specific is still not level 50. One of them doesn't even have a class, and the other 3 over here are basically level 50 and they still at Vern. So you can be on wondering like, why don't I have these classes at least tier 2 or whatever? Because you can only do the story for so long, right? The destroyer is the one that just broke me, right? So in the midst of me having the destroyer, I was leveling up my Shadow Hunter. So I was thinking I'm gonna level her up, get her to Vern, and then go to Shropshire, and then go to Warrendale, and then do that. Oh man, I was wrong. But then I had to turn that down and then level up my destroyer because I already bought the costume for him and everything, and I was actually just like getting him to level up through the estate. So you be thinking, okay, all right, let's level it up. Two a day and a half of just me just no, I think it's 2 days and a half just me just leveling up my destroyer from like getting to Annika and then Vern, like going through the whole Luteria area, going to Tortoric. This by don't having it. I didn't even bother doing the side quests. That's so much. I just wanted to be level 50 and get to actually build in the class. Then got to Vern, got to Rohandale. Did Rohandale, by the way. No, sorry, did Shropshire, by the way. Did Rohandale, I did Yorn, I did Phaeton, then I did the Papanika story. And then this is where I left off my destroyer. One by one. I had to scramble a lot of stuff to basically get him to level up. Now, there's no honing buff in the game, which is just bad. I don't know why we don't have the honing buff at this point. I'm talking about the stronghold honing buff, the honing buff just in general. And I'm not specifically talking about tier 3. I'm talking about tier 2 and tier 1. Why don't we have the honing buff for these 2 tiers so people can actually get to tier 3 much more faster? Especially people who have a lot of classes and lower classes out here. Now, in my defense, yes, I have a lot of alts because I like playing a lot of characters. If anybody doesn't know me, I have 20, I think 22 classes on Black Desert, and I play all of them. and more on. I think most of them are level 60 and 58. Yeah. So if anybody played Black Desert before, having so many classes at level 58 and level 60, you should just think of how much work that went in, especially having classes, some classes at 50, at 62. It's it's a lot of work. But regardless though of the whole situation, one of the things that kind of killed me from playing the game is that we can't buy the Phaeton Pass. You won't give it to us. Most people either were maxed out on their stronghold knowledge, and they have no way to level up the class. This was the biggest thing that was going on with NA, I would say, in my own opinion, because everybody has no way to level up the class fast enough, and the only way that they would have to do it is to make the class level it up the regular way. Now, if that was the intention of AGS or Smilegates, I don't know what they were doing. And then they said in the what's it called, in one of their roadmaps, that they had fucked up with the Destroyer when they released it because it kind of made a bad impact on their end, and then they want to apologize for that, but the damage was already done. Like, everybody was pretty much just telling you, like, if you release a Destroyer with no power pass, there's not a lot of people going to be playing it, and it was true. It took me like a good minute when I actually got to Papanica. I only saw a few destroyers playing the game. Like, I didn't see a lot of people up to Papanica and well, sorry, I'm saying Papanica, Punica. At the time, I was like mind blown. Like, I didn't see any of the people I know who was playing the destroyer up there. They even said they were not going to make it because of the fact that there's no power pass. I'm not gonna go for the whole story again and play the whole thing again. It was just not worth it. So it made it a little bit difficult getting this specific class up there. Then we come to the website. Now, mind you, in every region of every website, they give a lot of free stuff. It could be like crayons, it could be material, bags, whatever. Like, even the auras too at the same time, and like Raptor, stuff. Even money, like you see, like Koreans get a lot of money and they get like a costume, and so on and so forth. The same thing a bit said about RU. They give a lot of free stuff. Um, for every, I think like every month or so, like they get some free stuff. I don't know. It's weird, but regardless of that, not only that, in RU, if you have the aura, you get Phaons for that. You get free Phaons a day, right? Which is to some people, like, free Phaons a day. It's not a big deal. You're gonna lose that in minutes. Yeah, but if you're not really looking for all of that stuff, then in all of those, then you basically just you get it, you pick it up, and you store it, and you just save it at the end of the day, because you never know, you could use it at some point in the near future. But one of the things I would say is the removal of the Phaon system. That's just my whole thing. And the reason why I say I would rather the Phaon system get removed than actually just be in the game is because the fact that it's it's kind of stifles build diversity. And here's why I say this. If you have no money and you're playing free to play, there's no way you actually buy Phaons in the cash shop. And this is another kind of prime example that I'm saying. And I'll show you why it kind of gives me an offset for this, because of a previous game I played back in the day. So I live in Canada, right? If I buy 100 of these, that's $134, right? Plus $17. That's $151 for 12,000 raw crystals. Then I have to watch all those crystals go down if I want to get this, right? That'll be about 3,600 blue crystals for 8,460 royal crystals. Now, maybe like, man, you don't need that much. Well, I beg to differ. Blue crystals, 100 Fions cost 850 blue crystals. If you just bought three of those, you just ran through your whole budget. I think you get four. So in other words, it'd be like you get 400 Fions for spending that much more money on just Fions alone. You're not even buying a costume, you're not buying anything else, but just Fions. Now, my thing was this: if there was a way to actually get rid of this and make and this instead of this, you put royal crystals instead, I wouldn't mind it so much because you would have a lot of royal crystals. It wouldn't really matter that much, right? Lower the price to 550 or 580 or whatever, 600 for 100 Phaons. Boom, you're done. You'd sell this thing like hotcakes. Everybody be buying the stuff, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But then again, I'm not a marketing team. I can only just give you one solution to a problem right now. So if someone could come up with a better idea, that's up to them. They can actually do a better idea. But in my opinion, having multiple classes, especially because I'm telling you this, everybody's gonna have multiple classes. No matter if you can sit here and tell me I am not going to make any more classes, I'm gonna stick to my four classes, that's it. Even just having four classes, do you know how much it would take you to gear up those four classes? Much more than 10 Fions they give you from the goddamn chicken event. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. Like, how long the chicken event been out since like what 4 or 5 weeks? That's just and they give you 10 Fions each. That's 50 Fions in those 5 weeks. If it's been that much, I would say I don't know. I don't know the day it came out. I can't really. I think you can pull up the day it came out from just what looking at the thing. So no, it just tells you the expiring date. So I don't know when it actually like came out. But regardless of that, that's one thing I would love to see removed in the game. Now, the other thing about it is that communication wise, dates, timelines, all this stuff needs to be aired out much more faster than it needs to be. I get it. You guys are working hard and you guys are doing what you need to do in the first place. But you have a big ass team, far bigger than some of these other companies out there. Like, if are you that doesn't have, I wouldn't say have the same population as NA, but I would say on a smaller scale can take the time to announce, even though they have been out for a year and plus, I think a year and plus or 2 years. I'm not sure they because I think they came out the same year that a KR came out or some shit like that. I don't know, but regardless, Ari's been out. They've been since day one. They've been I want to say day one, but since I've been playing RU, since then, I've seen release date for every single class. They did one for the Sork, they did one for the Striker, and they're doing it right now with the artists. Even the Reaper and the Scout had a date. The KR is the same way. Japan is the same way. They have dates, times, and everything for the class. They even tell you when the events come out, when this stuff's coming out. NA is like we gotta guess. Oh, guys, it's coming out this week. Let's hope that that's it. Like we just have to hope. Like for instance, last week everybody thought that Vikings would be coming out on that day, but we didn't see no patch note that morning, so we just came to the conclusion it's not being released. And next thing you know, they said nothing, and then it's not getting released at all. So wait, so like this is the thing. When is the Vikings update? And there's a bunch of bots running around in the background. I don't know if these are actual bots or not, but they're doing the same thing. But this is another problem I want to talk about, the bots thing. It's getting kind of out of hand. Like I don't know. Like you can see like they're running at the not at the same time, but they're simultaneously, dude. Either way, what I want to see is this website change up. All right, it's not about the hot shit about let's pull these guns out and do some damage. We want to see more stuff put into the website. I wouldn't say we, mainly just me and some other people. Okay, I know there's been some posts on Reddit and so on. Like, someone already made like a detailed thing of like what we don't have, comparatively speaking to like the KR and RU in Japan, and what we need. Someone already made a video, the video right here, that Lost Ark Hyper Express is stacked. Right? He made a whole video on it just talking about the Hyper Express ticket, and you can look and see how these express ticket is actually embedded into the website. You get an express ticket, like they even giving out express ticket when there's no class being released. They've done that like a few times since I've known them being out. Like they've done it a few times. Like this one, like specifically, has no class embedded in it, and they already giving it out for free. They give you a 1302 hyper express ticket. They give you a weapon, and then I think there's an event going on, and for each time you level up that character to a higher eye level, you get more material. I think it's like below the track somewhere where you would get like more stuff. So you can see like in game, you choose a class, and you can actually get some free shit. And then the website will track your like right here. The website will track your stuff, and it will give you material based on you being at 1302. And then each level you get something else, like it gives you more material. We don't have anything like that, during that time. Well, I wouldn't say anything. We did have the Super Express thing, shit. But that was only like tier 1 and tier 2. When you see you get to tier 3, it's like bye bye. Go do your own thing. The one thing I can agree with everybody is that it's only been 4 months. It's only been 4 months. We shouldn't be getting hopped up on this kind of stuff. But when I can tell you this, and this right now, the one thing I would like them to release, if you're not gonna at least address the Theon issue and some of the other issues in the game, but I know they are addressing the bot issue and they're doing a good job about it. I can't. You have to give progress where progress is due. Okay, goodwill was always due at this point. They're doing a good job about the bots. But the one thing I would say like to see some progress on is the honing buff. The general honing buff for tier 1 and tier 2. The least thing you can give us is that. Because if you can't give us that, how the hell are we supposed to get some of our classes up to where we want to in the first place? If you can give us that, a lot more people will be in tier 3 doing actual grinding, by the way. Because when you on tier 1 and in tier 2, what the hell are you doing? You're just trying to get to tier 2 and then get to from tier 2 to tier 3. You're not gonna sink all your time in tier 1 and tier 2 and hope to God. Naughty, that just having that alone will benefit everybody else, in my own opinion. Again, because I can't sit down. I can sit down and do story from like whenever and however. But the one thing I would love to have is the honing buff for tier 1 and tier 2 at the moment, because it's 4 months in. We can release it and say, okay, we're gonna release the tier 1 and the tier 2 honing buffs. That should help everybody get up into tier 3. And then in the next 4 months, you release the honing buff for tier 3 from 1342 to 1370. And then in another like 2 to 3 months, you release the honing buff from 1370 to 14 to 1415. Boom, you're done. It's that you give the players more reassuring that you actually make even more progress to the free to play players, because at this point I spent a shit ton of materials. Okay, more materials than I would ever think I would ever have to save up just to get characters from tier 1 to tier 2 and then tier 2 to tier 3. Like, I'm not even joking. I failed a 100% chance. Pity on an armor piece in tier 2 and failed 6 times. Yo, 6 times. And then I thought it would never happen again. I had, what was it like? I think it was like, yeah, I had 8,000 destruction stones, right? And the weapon had pity. I failed each and every one of those enhancements. And that's just my experience with the whole thing. I wasted a ton of material and it still did not enhance. It had stayed at 100%, and then I had to go buy materials on the market and then it enhanced. I wasted all of that on just one weapon. And mind you, like, it's not even my max level character. My max level character is my sorceress right now. I don't have enough material to bring up my berserker, fucking my scrapper, or my gunslinger, or my destroyer. And there's a reason for that. It's because every time you enhance, you have such a big opportunity to fail each enhancement. But then again, it's tier free, so what the hell? Either way, that's pretty much all I have to say about this stuff. AGS, you guys are doing a good job with the bots. You guys are doing a good job in terms of communicating people on the forums. But what you need to do is to actually survey some of these people in the community. So instead of just saying we have factors that plays into picking up these classes and releasing them or whatever, right? Make a poll, make a survey, make a do something to interact with the community. You have a Twitter, use the Twitter, because unlike all these other people, you're not using the Twitter. Bungie uses the Twitter every single day. They have community a community manager that actually does talk to the player base from time to time whenever they ask questions on Twitter, no less, because that's why they're gonna have to contact him. Then you got the polls will benefit you in terms of actually picking out which class to come out next, because you can actually come up with like a poll letting players choose which class they want to come out next, regardless of the release date and so on and so forth. Since you guys have everything already set up, it would be nice to have something like that. But then again, it's not a plausible idea in terms of doing that. It's just an idea thrown out there to see how it would stick with the player base. If that was the case, I would have been doing this right now. But therefore, I can't. I'm not a developer. I'm not a community manager, so I don't know. And then one thing, like, most of my friends have been coming out is like the videos with sci-fi and everything. I don't know. I don't know if you think that we're all stupid, but we're not. We've played this game in other regions, so we know a lot of stuff. That's the that's the nicest way I can put it. That's the nicest way I can put it. Well, and that's been it. This is my fun. I mean, it's a ramble. It's just a rant and a ramble going back and forth. I stutter a lot in whenever I'm talking about this kind of stuff because I gotta get my thoughts together. I don't have a script for this kind of stuff. I just record it on Twitch while I'm streaming, and I give my thoughts. One, change the fucking website so it actually looks better, so we can interact the website better. You know, just having this loop around the website all the time doesn't even make a difference to make people come to play the game. You have to have certain things in the website to make it a little bit better than what it is. I mean, like I go on this website and I can see so many things I can interact with. I can just use a website to just do a lot of shit. Even Black Desert, yo, no matter how old Black Desert is, you can go on their website and they will have like free shit in off the wazoo to give you at certain points, blah blah blah. Destiny is the same way. No matter how many times people can shit on Bungie whenever they do or whenever certain things happen, Destiny in its own right the website, you know, has rewards and stuff that can give you. You can interact with the website in terms of like doing stuff and so on and so forth. But then again, this is just my thoughts. They even have the Mori shop on the website. This is kind of the interaction I'm talking about. They have the Mori shop on the website. You can exchange, you can buy crystals on the website. You can't do this stuff on here. You got news, you got the community, and you got support, and you got games, which is just the media and all kinds of stuff. You have auction house, you have exchange, you have the marriage shop. You They have everything embedded into the website. Now, RU is a little bit different with this kind of standard, right? What is it that RU has the black market where you can actually go in and you can change. And here's the funny thing: if you have just a little bit of crystals, right? Not crystals, like royal crystals, right? So you got 85 or 100 left or whatever, and you're like, oh man, I really want to get this large auction, these large fucking leap stones right here for 25 crystals. And you're like, God damn, you can come here. You can exchange 40 crystals for 50 crystals. And there is a rate. No matter how low, like, you know, sorry, no matter how low, it has to be as low as 40. You have 80, you can exchange 80 for 100, exchange it, boom, you're done. You're done. And you go back to the store and you can be like, oh man, now I can actually get this shit. And be, oh man, that's pretty cool. It's a done deal. So look at this. One, I had 87 or so. Now I have 182 blue crystals. Exchange rate on the website. Now I don't have an account, so I can't log into the stuff to see the exchange stuff. And then you have the convenience, and then you have this prestige, which is the version where they have like you can use this stuff here to purchase certain things and emotes and whatever. Even pets. But yeah, I rest my case. This is just my own rant about the whole thing. It will be on YouTube at some point, but I don't know what I'm gonna title it.